Well, hi there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Also, I love you and God loves you, and enjoy the video. Okay, enjoy the video. Well, howdy ho there, folks. How are we doing? Welcome to space. I'm in space here with some puppies and kitties and Jesus and Kali and friends. And we're just floating around, examining the cosmos, enjoying the wonderful playground of Ma. You know, she's here everywhere. Isn't that wonderful? There's so many wonderful, beautiful things we get to look at throughout all of the cosmos, throughout all of time and space. And you know, it always gets me thinking. You know, some people say that there's only one way to God, and that if you don't accept the right way, you go to a bad place with fire and things like that. But I think that's really silly. God has created the vastness of the cosmos. It's bigger than we can ever possibly really understand. It goes on and on and on into near infiniteness, spreading forever in all sorts of directions, light years and light years across. And inside of all of that, there are so many wonderful gifts and so many wonderful things that we're allowed to see and allowed to, catch little glimpses of. And, when you really look at all this, how on earth can you really believe that there's only one way? How on earth can you believe that God has created all of this wonderful stuff out here, for there to just be only one way to reach her? God is infinite. God is even greater than the vastness of all of these cosmos and all this stuff that we can look at. On Earth alone, there are so many different paths, and yet throughout the stars, there is even more. Bodies so vast we could never possibly comprehend. Black holes sucking up all kinds of strange things. Places where the rules of reality seem to bend. Huge cosmic clouds full of wonder. Planets scaling into the infinite void. Numerous jewels to bedeck her ever-expanding existence. An existence that we can never truly quantify all of. An existence that stretches on and on and on and on. It is glorious. Sometimes I think we fail to appreciate the true wonder and mystery around us. Even just on Earth. There are so many different kinds of critters and so many different kinds of little bacterias and things, so many fungi and so many plants. And that's just the beginning. We are actually still at an infancy as a species. In our infancy as a species. We've yet to truly extend our way out there. We get glimpses of it. We get glimpses of this vast cosmos and all the things that it can contain. And yet, even with that, we've gotten wonderful teachings that contain so much of what the universe is within a small time frame. Jesus tells us that the whole of the law can be summed up with 2 commandments: to love the Lord your God with all your heart, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Love extends throughout this whole cosmos, spreading out forever and ever and ever, unwinding into such beautiful shapes. We can see the great joy and dance of Ma, the creative energy which expands out into whole superclusters and quasars and things like that. The destructive power that lies within every atom of her creation. We can see the glory of her dance going on and on and on. We can connect to her in all these things. For God is ever present and ever loving. Remember that we get to be part of this creation, part of the expression of ourselves. We get to be part of God expressing herself. We can choose to do that in so many different ways. Some of us seem to want to do that with strictness and little rules. But I gotta tell you, I think that the real path to God, which is so broad and has so many little infinite little directions in it, it can't be encompassed by simple rules. We cannot define the path with such simplistic notions. These cosmos, they breathe with us. We get to feel all this wonderful energy. We get to take a great glimpse and look out there. We get to bow our heads again and again. Empty your heart of ego. Empty your heart of greed and lust. And simply become greedy for God. Become greedy for that love that is boundless. Become greedy for that love that will expand forever onwards. Enjoy the simpleness of creation and enjoy its vastness as well. Learn to walk a path that is not so simple. And yet, even a child could do it. For now is the moment of her return. But the truth is, she never left. She was always here. I have this little book. It's Now is the Hour of Her Return. Poems in praise of the Divine Mother Kali. And I'm just going to read one of these little ones. Okay. This one's called In the Dark. I am an arrow pointed at the night. Who knows where it goes? This I said, but Kali only laughed. What woman doesn't know, even without thinking, how to guide her lover in the dark? Sometimes we feel as if we're wandering in the dark cosmos, but the truth is we're wandering in a place of beauty. We simply have to open our eyes and see it. We have to understand that her glory is never ending, and she guides us every step of our way. God is ever giving so many gifts, raining blessing upon blessing down on us. What glory is there? And yet sometimes we say, where is God? Even when she makes herself so plain to us, even when she shows us her ever-shaking dance, each trembling step which could ignite entire universes ablaze. And yet she can rest in our hearts. Her words are sweeter than nectar. And when we embrace her, we find ourselves annihilated in one sense, but truly beginning to live in another. We finally get to live our true life alongside the Divine Mother in this cosmos. Stepping out into this infinite void, we see that it is not truly void, that it is full of mystery and delight. Never feel as if you are alone, because the truth is the Divine Mother is with you every step of the way. A single drop of that mother was Krishna, another drop was Rama, Rama Krishna, Jesus, and so many others. She dwells in the greatest of the great, but also the smallest of the small. In every tiny critter, those that live pleasant lives and those that live lives that seem to be full of pain. She is there, ever present, ever stepping, ever walking, ever creating. Meister Eckhart once said, I wonder what God does all day. But then he realized that God lays on his birthing bed all day, constantly making new creation. And yet here we are, calling ourselves lost, even though we were never lost. She's held our hand the entire time. Sometimes we just don't notice it. Sometimes we don't notice that she's there with us the whole way. Sometimes we think we are forsaken, when in truth, we're filling out our destiny just as we were meant to. When we accept the mother, when we have her as part of our life, and we look for her and we see her in every day, and we feel her presence always, that is when we get to feel truly free, even though we may as well be puppets on a string. When we really reach for that creation, for that bliss that is ever present, always guiding us, that is when we get to feel truth. That is when we get to feel the real wonder of Ma. Sometimes it's okay to give yourself up a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta take a moment to thank God. Sometimes you just gotta take a moment to pet the kitty cat or the puppy. Sometimes you just have to extend your grace to a friend, to embrace a lover. Sometimes, in a moment of intense passion, you just have to look into your lover's eyes and tell them the truth, which is that you love them. Feel the longing and burning for God. Feel that love, the one love that can truly quench all desire. That is what you should be striving for. Look out into the cosmos and see her mystery and her creation in every step. That's where peace truly is. God is so wonderful, and I can never seem to stop myself from appreciating her in all of her wondrous glory. Thank you, Ma, for everything you've given us. Please, Ma, guide us. Guide us from the unreal to the real. Guide us from darkness unto light, and guide us from death to immortality. Om Grim MaKali Namaha. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that you know that I love you and God loves you, and that I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to embrace her blessings and to look out into the cosmos and see all the majesty that she has created and all the majesty that is her. Jai MaKali. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.